So there's a lot of people hyped about Spyro the Reignited Trilogy, or just, I guess just Spyro Reignited Trilogy. And this is basically pulling a Crash Bandicoot, and that they are remaking the original PS1 trilogy of the Spyro the Dragon games. And that would be Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. A lot of people have been hyped about it, and it seems really nice. I only ever played the first Spyro game. I played a demo of the second one way back when and thought, oh, that's nice, but didn't really grab me that much. But a lot of people really like the second one. So the news that broke this week is that the game... Okay, so let me ask you this question. It's a trilogy, right?
Yeah.
How many games do you expect it to come with when you buy it on a physical disc?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Because it's a trilogy and there's 3 games.
Right.
So if you have 3 games, 1 disc for the first one, another disc for the second one, 3rd disc for the 3rd one.
Or the fact that it's going to come on a Blu-ray disc, which holds 50 gigs. If you can't fit all 3 games on one Blu-ray disc, like they did with the right. Crash games,
3 or 1, I guess.
Like, I don't see, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Activision is doing something wrong because you're not getting 3, you're not getting 2, you're getting the first game on disc, and that's it. You have to download 2 and 3 digitally.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay more for them, but they just require a separate download. And a lot of people can't figure out why. Because like I just said, the Blu-ray discs that this game is going to be to come onto, they're more than capable of having
all 3.
Having all 3.
Is that what the Crash Bandicoot one was? Was it all 3 on 1?
All 3 on 1, yes.
Okay, yeah.
You don't have to get anything else. You don't have to download anything. I mean, there were a couple levels that they added as DLC, but that's different. And by the way, these were additional levels that they made in addition to the original game's content. Yeah. So
that's weird.
I just don't know.
Yeah, that would really bug me if, because well, I mean, and you're the same way I am. Like, you like to have physical copies of something.
Yeah, if it's physical, I will buy physical. Unless the only way I'll buy digital if it was only digital. It was only digital release.
And these are only 2 and 3 are only going to be digital, right?
Yeah.
Does it come when you get the disc? I guess the 1 disc or
Yeah, the disc comes with the first game on it, and then you have to, in addition to that, download them. Now, Activision has come out. They have said, "Oh well, this is common practice nowadays. Most people expect to update their games through the internet when they get it." Well, yeah, that's true. They do expect to have to update the game and right. Patches come out and things like that. But to have 2/3 of the content that you say is going to be there as being something you have to download, this is why I don't. Number one, I don't really care for digital downloads or digital versions of things.
Neither of us do. It's just
because when you buy the physical version, they're providing you the storage space.
Right.
If it's the Switch, it's the little card, or 3DS, it's the game card, and with the other consoles, it's a disc that it fits on. When you download it, you just have to take up the hard drive space. So you're supplying the space for something that they make, and they don't even give you a discount. If they really want, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, the next consoles are going to be all digital. We won't see any disc drives in them at all." I still think that's baloney because they still sell digital games for the same price as physical. Yeah. It's why should I shell out the same amount of money when I'm providing the space for this to occupy?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and they are correct. I mean, they're right in a way. when Final Fantasy X and X-2 were re-released a few years ago on PlayStation 3, and then I want to say a few months later they released it on PlayStation Vita. So with the PlayStation 3 version, Blu-ray disc, it included both Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2.
X-2?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's confusing, I know. But X-2 is the direct sequel to 10. Because
11 was already made?
10 is... Well, 11's not the sequel to 10. 11 is a completely different universe. Remember, that's how Final Fantasy works?
Yeah. Okay.
Like, they're not related. They don't take place in the same universes.
Right.
So... So they had 10 and 10-2 on the same disc. But then when they came out with the Vita version, which Vita used the little game card similar to what a DS uses, they had it so that 10 was on the game card, but you had to download Final Fantasy X-2 separately. You got a free, redeem code to do it. And that made sense simply because those are two very big games.
Yeah.
And a Blu-ray disc can still contain that amount of data, because we're just talking about two games which were on DVD ROMs before, but they're on Blu-ray now, so Blu-ray can handle that. But you're talking about a little PlayStation Vita card, which I want to say like 4 gigs was the most that they could contain. So yeah, that can contain one of those games, but not both. So in that circumstance, it made sense. Here, it doesn't make any sense. They're not saving any money. Like this is not like a case of the Switch cartridges have different capacities to them depending on what game you get. Like it's like 4 gigs, 8 gigs, 16 gigs. Like Breath of the Wild is on a 16 gig one. I think the highest you can do is a 32 gig at this point. But that would be understandable with it because, of course, the publisher Activision would have to pay Nintendo a higher price to get a higher capacity card for all 3 games to fit on.
Yeah.
The Blu-rays discs can handle 50 gigs. They're not paying more to have. They're not saving any money by having the other 2 games is downloadable.
Yeah, you think they would have gotten like a smaller disc?
Yeah. So, and another theory that people are throwing around is that maybe those games aren't ready yet. Maybe they have to work on them more. Like, there's a process in game development when a game has quote unquote gone gold, and you normally have to hit that point. I want to say at least 6 weeks before the release date, in order to then we need to burn this onto these discs, manufacture the discs, manufacture the cases, all that jazz, get them shipped out to stores. That's what you spend all that time doing. So people think maybe Spyro 1 has gone gold, but not 2 and 3. Maybe they haven't finished working on 2 and 3. And this is going to be released next month.
Oh, okay.
And they just now announced that it's only going to include the first game. But in that case, you know what would make gamers really happy? Delay it if it's not ready.
Wait. Right.
Like, I don't think people would mind waiting an additional month to get all 3 games on the same
I don't
disc.
think this is something that everyone's like on the edge of their seat for, It's like
it's
just a
remake. I was like, no, we have to have
Spyro
remake
wait now. We've wanted this for years.
There's no way that we can play this game any other way now. It's like, well, you can. You've got the trilogy that you can download today if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But it's silly. It's stupid. It's another, I guess, case of Activision just making really odd decisions that don't seem to be consumer friendly.
Yeah.